What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic, and Christmas in the theme parks is well underway, and one of the things that we talked about in a previous video was a big part of Disney's Christmas time last year was the emergence of Tally the Elf that would come out during the Christmas parade during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and it was a fun thing people really enjoyed, but there was a dark side to it as many people who were fans of Tally the Elf tried to dox the actor. And this year, Disney has removed all the interactivity of Tally the Elf and not doing the things they did last year, which has left a lot of people disappointed. But it seems like Universal this year saw what was popular for Disney last Christmas season and decided to implement their own version of Tally the Elf for Universal Studios guests during the Christmas season. So we have an article here from Mickey Visit. We're going to go through and see, did Universal copy Tally the Elf and put that into their Christmas parade this Christmas season? So we're going to read through this, talk about it, and give some thoughts on it. So again, this is from Mickey Visit. It says, Universal copied Disney's viral Tally the Elf, and the character was changed this year. Last year, a character in the parade at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom went viral on social media. The character Tally the Elf went viral for his antics, entertaining guests with his naughty and nice list.
Hey,
what's your name?
Michael.
Michael?
Yes.
Michael. All right, Michael, let's see here. Naughty.
Really?
You didn't expect that, did you?
No.
You feel like this is a clerical error?
Yeah, I do.
All right, I'm going to help you out, Michael. Now listen, now that you're on the nice list, you make sure you don't tell my ball elf.
Okay.
Don't tell him.
And we can see here a little bit of what he would do, and you can see why this became popular. It's just a fun thing that would, during the parade, would interact with guests. People caught it, put it on social media, went really viral. But people seemingly had a very positive reaction to it outside of people trying to dox the cast member, which, again, is insane behavior. I don't know why people do things like this. It's insane to do these things. But this year, Disney changed the viral character and removed the guest interactions. The Tally the Elf character that went viral on social media was one of the elves within Disney World's Mickey's Once Upon a Time Christmas Time parade. The role is essentially a Santa's helper. He would check the names of the parade watchers against the naughty or nice list. Last year, Tally would go down the parade route asking guests their names and then declare them naughty or nice in a thick Southern accent. That's also important, because you'll notice this is another thing that Universal actually took away from this was the character of Tally the Elf last year. He was from the South, and the one that Universal is using also has that same accent. He brandished a large pencil and a clipboard as he did it. The interactions were popular in the theme parks and took on a life of their own on social media, and the videos went very viral. Some guests were so enamored with the character that they made t-shirts featuring the actor who played the character to wear to the Christmas party. Now this year, the cast member who played Tally the Elf in previous seasons is no longer visible in the parade and has been replaced by a female cast member. The choreography in the parade has been altered, and there are no longer interactions between Tally the Elf and guests. The change came after the actor was receiving lots of attention online that went beyond fandom of the character. But again, Disney doesn't like when a certain specific, cast member kind of becomes a featured attraction. And so many times, there's many instances of this happening where they either will reduce that character or move that cast member to another type of thing. Or sometimes there have been instances where a cast member actually has been fired because they become too much of a, I guess in their eyes, it would be a spectacle, or the attention is on them, and Disney wants the attention on the brand, the IPs of Disney, not individual cast members. Probably also due to the fact that they could probably negotiate for more money if it becomes a really featured thing that people want to check out, and many times they don't want to do that. But it seems like this one may have been a little bit of that, and also the fact that the guy was being doxxed and probably didn't want to deal with the craziness of it this year is potentially part of it. But either way, Disney got rid of it. Now, after Disney changed the character this year, someone at Universal Orlando in Entertainment decided to have a little bit of fun with the situation. Now, Universal Orlando has created their own version of the character from last year. In a new video captured at the park, you can see Universal's attempt at recreating the Tally the Elf character. The actor uses a Southern accent and is a very similar clipboard and pencil to recreate the same interaction in the theme park. The video appears to show that the characters are just roaming in Universal Studios Florida in front of the studio store. All right, we can see here's the clip of the interaction. This is from HHN Speculation Matt, who does very good work. This is from Instagram. And we'll take a look at Universal's version of Tally the Elf, apparently.
What's that first name and last name initial?
Matthew P.
Matthew P. Okay, Matthew P. Matthew P. Matthew P. Matthew P. Wait, hold on. Do you see it right there? Right about there. That's under 9.
You made it on the nice line.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you.
Fantastic. You have been awfully helpful today, too.
These team members are fine, but they weren't as nearly as entertaining as Tally the Elf. But you also have to consider Tally the Elf was during the parade. It kind of has a different sort of like, people get really excited for parades, and interacting with a character during a parade kind of has a special little thing to it, versus a roaming character doesn't carry that same sort of like, I guess, uniqueness or special thing to it as much. You know, obviously the first thing people are going to say, and obviously it's very true in this situation, is that Universal is copying Disney in this. I mean, the big clipboard, the big pen, you know, asking naughty or nice. So Universal definitely did copy this, but at the same time, theme parks take from each other all the time. I mean, Disney did not do these immersive themed lands that they currently do with like Pandora and Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land and all these ones, and the ones they're currently building, before Universal did it with the Wizarding World. That was something that was definitely a new thing. So theme parks take from each other all the time. I mean, cut the line systems. Every theme park has one. But seeing something where you're interacting with guests a bit more streetmosphere in a situation like this, I do think this is a good thing. I love streetmosphere. That is something that most of the theme parks out there, but I do love streetmosphere. It does add a certain level of just good ambiance in the park when you have characters roaming around, interacting with guests. So this one being outside of a parade is interesting because it's just somebody, you know, a pair of them walking around doing this. I think it's a fun thing. Obviously, it's copying Disney, but if this is something that people really did enjoy, it makes sense that Universal and probably other theme parks would do a very similar type of thing. And the fact that Disney is no longer doing it, I suppose Universal could be thinking, well, if Disney's not going to do it, then we'll do it. So it's unknown if Universal had always planned on doing this, or they saw that Disney wasn't doing it this year and decided, hey, let's do it, you know, ourselves in a different way a little bit and see how it goes. Now, I don't think this one's going to go near as viral as Tally the Elf. I think that was a very unique situation, and that guy was way more animated and kind of fun with the crowds a little bit more. And I think the one where you're talking about Tally the Elf is a very organic thing that popped up, and it kind of, you know, became its own social media sort of sensation in many ways. And you're not going to be able to capture lightning in a bottle twice, essentially. So I really doubt that Universal's version of Tally the Elf is going to become this insanely popular viral thing. But from a standpoint of just having more guest interaction, more streetmosphere, especially like for Christmas, I think that I'm all for it. I think that's a cool thing. But we also have seen as well, like, a lot of times roaming characters become an issue in parks because people, you know, it becomes a sideshow. People want to get pictures. It causes, you know, it kind of clogs up walking lanes. And so sometimes I think that's especially at Disney World, Disneyland has a lot more roaming characters than Disney World does. And Universal, with the Dark Universe or an Epic Universe, has Igor, and that's become a very popular character interaction. He just roams around that land. You know, we also seen with Universal, with Epic Universe, not only in Dark Universe, but Isle of Berk has some roaming characters also. Ministry of Magic does. Super Nintendo World does not. So it seems like Universal might be getting more into these roaming characters, adding some streetmosphere. So I do think it's a fun thing. I think it does come with its logistical issues potentially of people, you know, wanting to get pictures or becoming a sideshow. But perhaps Universal is more okay with that than Disney is. I've never heard of any specific interactions of, you know, Universal having issues like Disney has in the past where a cast member, you know, gets really popular and they have to kind of change it or get rid of that cast member because they want it to be featured on Disney's IPs. Universal's never really had that situation arise, I don't believe, but they also haven't been doing interaction or character meet and greets to the level that Disney has over the years. So Universal is definitely trying to establish more of their meet and greets and their character interactions, I think, than Disney is. You know, if you're Universal, you take a shot on it. It's not going to cost you that much money to send out some team members to do this in the park. And maybe this was a one-time thing. I haven't seen if this has become like a constant thing with Universal. Maybe they're testing it out. As long as people can behave themselves, they keep their hands off the actors, they don't try and dox them, they don't go crazy. You know, maybe the Universal crowd is different from Disney's crowd in terms of that perspective. But if you are going to Universal, you potentially can go see Universal's version of Tally the Elf to see if you are on the naughty or nice list. But either way, that's going to be it though for this video. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about all this? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.